I don't know why I'm curious to interview James Quall. I think it's more just because we want to hear how funny his voice is going to be.
And it was the same, just like on TV.
There's no difference in him on Tim and Eric and on the phone. There's no acting. That's him on the show.
Yeah.
Him in real life, and he's a good guy. I mean, he's
nice as hell, and it was too bad. But so we're gonna call him up.
Hello?
Yes.
James, how's it? This is the radio. This is the radio show. We've been trying to get a hold of you.
Oh, yes, okay.
So, did you want to do the interview now?
Might as well do it now.
All right, let's do it now, buddy. All right, I'm the manager. I'm gonna put the main guy on. You ready?
All right.
All right.
Hey James, my name's Walker. How are you doing?
All right.
Hey, I was worried that you didn't want to do this interview with us. Is there anything you want us to, stay away from so that you don't get upset?
I don't know.
All right, hey, have you been working on any new impressions since Tim and Eric?
New ones. Let me see. Let's see, which people would be new that came along that I was doing, let's see. If I have, I can't remember them at the moment.
All right.
I still do all the ones that I've, a lot of them I've done since childhood. Since a lot of them I've done since I was a small child. Like I imitate voices of cartoon characters and such. Any a lot of the famous person's voices I've been imitating.
Yeah, because I've always admired your Bill Cosby. Can you give me just a little bit of Bill?
Oh, yes. Bill Cosby, well, here it is. Say, in fact,
yeah?
I should, just a moment, let me look this thing. Well, yeah, actually, one of the things I had was Bill Cosby with Thanksgiving greeting where he'd say, "Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you have the kind of time that would make Fat Albert say, hey."
That is good. That is good.
Okay.
So how did you get started? Like, because you're obviously good at impressions. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how did you become famous with your impressions? Did you go to comedy clubs and do them, or did somebody just happen to hear you giving them?
Oh, yeah, it's, well, I was actually, yeah, that was just something I always did. It's, it was something I just always did. A lot of times, a lot of times it was, a lot of times it was just to the annoyance of everyone. It's, there wasn't didn't necessarily have much to do with any comedy clubs or anything. It's, most of the jobs I've had throughout my life were manual labor jobs of all sorts, where I'd be just doing a lot of, most jobs that I have had were a lot of jobs of mopping, sweeping, heavy lifting, those kinds of things.
Yeah. Hey, so when you started with Tim and Eric, life probably shot up to the fast lane. Since they quit their show, how is life without working with them?
Oh, yes. Well, actually, yeah, it's, don't know what to say. It's
Oh, no big deal. Do you still contact anybody from the Tim and Eric Awesome Show? Great job.
Oh, well, one of the people with their business, Mr. Clark Reinking, is the person who gave me the cell phone that I'm speaking on right now.
Not bad. Nice. So, do you have any auditions coming up for new work?
Oh, I have no idea.
We like to get a little junk about what goes on behind the scenes. Is there any good pranks that happened on Tim and Eric that you'd like to let us in on?
Well, actually, there wasn't anything like that going on.
Okay, and when Bill Hader was on for one of the episodes and he did an impression of you, did you like that or did that offend you?
Oh my! Actually, that was somewhat amusing. Actually, that was somewhat amusing. It was, the interesting thing is that he seemed to, what he did didn't necessarily remind me that much of myself. So what he seemed to have done is create his own character called James Quall. And actually, that was actually fairly amusing.
Yeah, because I always, when I'd watch that, I'd want to laugh, but then I wouldn't want to laugh because I was like, this is not a very good James Quall impression. It's a very amusing character, like you're saying, but I'm not seeing James Quall in this.
Yeah, well, I think that, but that's probably the joke then.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be James Quall, but he's not quite exactly like myself, and that was probably supposed to be the joke there. So.
Yeah, and a few of your stand-up jokes from the $1 Billion Movie, when I watched that, I immediately fast forward to your part when you say Brad Pitt and Robert Redford. Where did you come up with that?
Those lines were thought up by Mr. Heidecker himself, and the two lines that I said before that were the ones I thought up.
Which one?
I thought up the first. I said I'd rather be here saying these bread lines
than be standing in one. That's a good one.
Saying these bread lines and standing on a bread line, and the other one was, I have to keep working so I won't be accused of being a loser. So I thought of those lines, and then the other two lines were the ones that Mr. Heidecker thought of.
Not bad. So do you still hear from those guys?
I haven't heard from them in quite some time.
Do you hear from David Liebehart? Because he told us in a phone call that he likes to keep in contact with all of his close friends. And we'd imagine that you were in Call of Duty with him and everything like that.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Well, it's been several days since I'd heard from Mr. Liebehart, and my wife and I agree that has been quite a relief. That it has been several days since we haven't heard from Mr. Liebehart.
All right, I'll try to stay away from that subject. Now growing.
Okay. Yes. Now.
All right. Now I wanted to know, because we often have this argument at the radio of who the better president was between Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter.
Yes. Well, yes. Well, I don't want to bring up that. That they were presidents too long ago that I want to say. I'll tell you, from time to time I've voted in elections, but I don't usually talk to other people about things. That's from too long ago to even bother to mention.
No big deal. Yeah, we'll avoid that subject too. So, where do you provide your own wardrobe for Tim and Eric's Awesome Show, or were you provided one?
Sometimes that's sometimes what you'd see would be the clothes that I walked in with, and then a lot of and then others. The costume is that costume, that shiny looking costume.
Yeah.
The costume with the shiny lapels. That's from the wardrobe.
Oh, got it. Yeah, because I didn't know if you wore that one or if that was your style. But so did
No,
they?
no, that was from wardrobe.
So did they have a makeup guy, or did you put your own lip gloss on?
That was their idea. I myself, one thing I can't deny is that that was an idea I wasn't particularly fond of at all.
So, how many other songs other than Beach Blast did you have?
Yes, well, I didn't really count them all.
Well, are there any new ones?
Oh yes, the latest song. The latest song I have composed is a song entitled "The World Got Taken Over by Billionaire Scum." That's the latest song that I composed.
The World Got Taken Over by Billionaire Scum.
That's right. That's the latest song that I composed.
So now, is that a song in response to the $1 billion movie, or is that a whole different thing altogether?
No, that song is my response to the reality of how the universe is. It's the world got taken over by billionaire scum.
Not bad. So, speaking of billionaires, the guy that you talked to, our manager, he's very heavy into the WWF wrestling. If they ever contacted you to be in a tag team match, would you take it? Would you take up the offer?
Yeah, I would think that would have to be. I think that would be something for which I'd have to be handsomely rewarded.
Yeah. How about if they gave you $50,000?
Okay. There are. Well, that would certainly be a first for me. First for me. Mostly what I have done is just be slave labor for chicken feed.
Oh yeah, that's too bad.
Most of the laboring away I've done in my life, I've just been slave labor, and so $50,000, I probably have no choice.
If Tim and Eric did a season 6, would you be a part of it?
Well, one never knows.
Yeah, that's true. Did they ever pay you for your time on the seasons?
Here's what they did. Most of the time, they didn't pay me anything. Every once in a while, I'd receive some chicken feed, which would just go away pretty quickly because of the high cost of living.
So see, we all figured that you were not a millionaire, but you were in the upper 750 plus K a year.
No, to be perfectly honest, what I might have to do is get a big thick blanket, and that'll be my new home. A big thick blanket may have to be my new home in the near future.
So how about this? We all move out to LA and we move you in with us. Is that all right?
Well, it depends. I guess depends what sort of kind of place you get.
Well, the manager.
I'll tell you, I have kept buying lotto tickets after lotto tickets. I myself had originally wanted to own property out at Malibu, and I had been buying lotto ticket after lotto ticket, but I never would get the big winner of the lotto ticket. My wife Susan prefers the Pacific Palisades to Malibu. She also prefers. See, when one gets down to the coast, one always gets down to. If one goes down Sunset Boulevard and gets down to the coast, one always gets to Pacific Palisades first. And my wife has always just wanted to stop at the Pacific Palisades. That was always good enough for her. But my wife prefers one place even more so than the Pacific Palisades, and that's a place called Cairns. Have you ever heard of a place called Cairns?
I have not. Where's that at?
That's on the east coast of Australia.
Where has she seen that before?